Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Looking for room. It's Haynes. Got enough for the first. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. That last play is what you call a drive starter. They're out to the 47. It's first down. Might be changing the route. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly to the tight end. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat...
Makes the grab in their space. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
Man, this guy is so dangerous with the ball in his hand. That was an RPO. He caught that thing behind the line of scrimmage, but once he had it, he made one quick cut, and that was it. His speed, his elusiveness, he is so dangerous. Defense just couldn't corral him, and he rips off a huge play on what was a very, very short throw on the RPO.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
So far, it's been a rough first drive for this defense, but I tell you what, guys, all can be forgotten if they can bow up and make a stand right here. You got a goal-to-go situation. You know they're going to try to be physical. The field's already shrunk. Get some momentum back right here. Get a big stand. At least hold them to 3.
He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
And I'm good with it. I like what the offense is doing. Be physical. I don't need to get pass happy down here on first and goal. Nice job believing in my running game, and maybe I stick to it for another play or two.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Direct snap. It's Haynes. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tiger.
Well, I know a big question coming into this one was how locked in was this offense going to be early? We've seen offenses throughout the season struggle with rhythm and execution early in games. Not a problem for this offense here. In this game, in this environment, all 11 guys locked in. Great job running, throwing. Execution was beautiful, and they're able to cap off the opening drive of the game with a nice run to get on the board for a touchdown.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Pringle. Makes it past the marker. Still on his feet at the 45. There he goes down the right side. Inside the 10. All the way. Touchdown, Hurricane.
And that is exactly what they wanted to see. They talked about bolstering their speed at the running back spot. They said this guy could do it. And you get a good glimpse of it early in this football game. Palmer, there's one thing to talk about speed. It's another thing to talk about speed. And that guy takes off, erases some angles, and makes the big play early.
It's so true, David. There's so many really good running backs in the country that can make people miss, but when we see them get into the second level, they always get caught. This guy is a little bit different. And now if you're on defense, that's a big alert. You know, hey, if we don't tackle him, if linebackers miss him, if safeties miss him, and this guy gets in the second level, he is taking it to the house. There's a lot of pressure now in this defense to tackle.
Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening. Run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the wide receiver. The handoff to Johnson. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got him. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Well, on that 3rd down play, they're just trying to get it to him quickly to see if he can do something with it after the catch. But this is a defense that takes pride in their ability to tackle in the open field. That was a fantastic job of rallying to the ball carrier, inbounds, and getting him down, now setting up 4th.
Timeout called by Clemson. That's their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. They'll unleash the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. On the direct snap, it's Johnson. And he's not going to be able to wedge his way there. The defense with the stop.
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out, you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on 4th down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you're going to have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
Rolling right and going deep. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. Takes it the other way.
And it's just a bad decision by the quarterback. I get that he's outside the pocket and plays breaking down, but you can't force it into your top receiver. If he's not open, you got to throw it away, and the defense took advantage with the interception.
The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. Oh, he's got some space. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
It was a really nice play there. The thing I like about this guy, too, his versatility. He's not just good running the ball, but he can catch and he can block. And you think about all the greats they've had at the position in recent years. Versatility at the running back position, being an every down back. And that's exactly what this guy embodies.
It would have been a high-level play, but it's a play this quarterback expects to be able to make when he has a guy open.
Man, these quarterbacks start practicing and doing 7-on-7 and having quarterback coaches when they're like 7 years old, 8, 9 years old now. So even when they don't have wide open wide receivers, you still expect them to fit that ball in there and make it happen.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Intercepted. Taking it the other way. The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Miami. And what a turn of events as this defense gets to pick 6.
Awesome job by the linebacker there in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, spying the QB, knowing where that ball was going to get thrown, and then the ball skills just to pluck it out of the air and take it back for a touchdown. Awesome work.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. starts from their own 25-yard line. On the ground, it's Haynes. Breaks into the open. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
In most offenses, man, it's about controlling the line of scrimmage, getting the run game going. And when you got a back that's averaging over 5 yards a touch, like, I'm not great at math, guys, but every 2 touches I'm getting a first down, I'd say the offense will be in a really good position all game long.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. The run inside. It's Johnson. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. Clemson will send the punt team out. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Here's Mensah to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Running inside. It's Fletcher. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Iptay if they can stop him on 3rd down. Right on the money. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Offense still out there lining up quickly on 4th down. Escapes the pressure to his right. Converts on 4th down. Still going. He's got enough for the 1st down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. We've reached a break, and Miami is holding on to the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They've got a 1st down here to open the period. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fletcher. Could be an alley. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Canes! That touchdown puts them up by at least 2 scores. Too early to say it's over? Probably, but boy, it's starting to feel that way.
It might not be over, but you're in trouble, and you better find some answers really, really quickly. This team is putting everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Clemson comes out its offense ready to go on the attack. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat extra score.
And I think being down...
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
This defense will bring pressure from the linebacker level, from the cornerback level, free safety level, and the strong safety level. They're bringing it from all over the field.
The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Off the play fake. Throws for the tight end. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now in this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so third in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
Making side adjustments here. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Makes the grab on the left. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Clemson is quick to the line.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
They're dealing with a second and long. The run inside. It's Haynes. Maybe some room here. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Clemson set up with another first down. That's reeled in. It's Brown. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. The Tigers go back to work after moving the chains through the air. So Miami signals for a timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. First and 10. Using his legs, it's Haynes. And he's chased out of bounds at the 6-yard line, and they'll try to stick it in from there. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Right back to him on the ground. He'll be pushed out of bounds just short of the end zone, and that one saved a touchdown at least for now.
And with that run, he goes over 100 yards. We knew coming into this game tonight they wanted to force feed him the football. They knew to win the game, they were going to have to establish the running game and be the more physical team in the trenches. You turn around and give this guy the ball, good things generally happen, and we've seen that over the course of this game. Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. While the Canes are known for big-time playmakers, tough physical running is part of it too.
Yeah, you got to be able to have a team that not just is about sizzle, and we've seen so many Miami teams about sizzle, but some substance with some physicality, the run game.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Running inside, it's Pringle. Made a defender miss. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
I love teams that make it a priority to run the football, and they have today another good run by this running back. He's been doing it all night, over 100 yards on the day. Really, really good night for this young man.
Well, it's clear the coaching staff had a little conversation before this drive, and they said, we have got to run the football. All 4 plays of this drive so far have been runs, and they're taking a bit of an attitude shift here. They want to be physical, and they want to pound the defense into submission.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
3rd and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down. On 4th down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. Trying to get it to the marker. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
And in these situations, you're never looked at poorly, right? You can go for these situations because it's a really long field goal, so it's not a guaranteed make, or I can be aggressive offensive.
Makes a catch. They will score. Touchdown, Hurricane.
Really nice rhythm that time by the play caller because he ran the football on the last play, so this time he decides to go play action just to see if he could get the defense to freeze for a split second, and that's all the target needed. Off the play fake, he's able to work the route, win his one-on-one, makes the catch, and takes it in for a score.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Quarterback making checks. And back to the air on 2nd down. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And not surprised at all, man. You force the turnover, great field position, and you get aggressive. You try to throw the football on the first play. This is that little fringe area, man. That 30 to 50-yard line, you got a lot of space to still throw. You get your receivers open and try to make plays in the passing game. Another good run. Man, he has been picking up yards in bunches today. Jesse showing off all the skills.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down, David. This guy just gets better as the game goes on. He is a beast.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Unloads it left. A strike downfield. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
And you can see just how explosive this offense is. It doesn't matter what they do. Whether they're throwing the ball, whether they're running the ball, they've had some balance, but they can pick up yards in chunks. And you're seeing it happen. A really nice completion there. They ran it the play before, and now here they are knocking on the goal line again in the red zone.
First down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
Picked up some of what they needed on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Throwing, Mensah. Backs looking for the goal line. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
Nice job on the defense, forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. It's complete on the right side. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
And he made that look easy, but it's not. I think one of the hardest things to do is tackle these quick, shifty wide receivers in the open field. Nice job getting that sucker on the ground.
Looking to throw. Buying some time. Touchdown, Miami! Fitted in the window for the score. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
This offense looks like they're in a rhythm. Whatever they've been dialing up here in the first half, they've had a lot of success with. You saw it on that last drive here at the end of the second quarter. Scoring a touchdown, they're going to be difficult to stop in the second half. The defense needs to start making adjustments.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
From our gorgeous Orlando studios, it's the Week 5 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. Our first stop is with Kansas State taking on the number 9 team, the Houston Cougars. And it's the Wildcats coming away with a blowout victory in what looks like a major upset. Expect major changes in the polls this week. That is another solid victory for this team, who now gets to 5-1 on the season. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside Pac-12.
First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Mensah. Makes the grab. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. The Canes moving quickly to the line.
Man, they've been scoring a lot of points. When you've got the skill and you've got the speed outside at wide receiver, that
he wants to go deep. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And that didn't look like it was the right read. Like you got to be smart as a quarterback, make the right decisions. And I know he's a go-to guy, and he's already had success on the day. But sometimes you can force it in when it's just not there. That was really good coverage. I know he's good, but be smart with the football and don't.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, and they corral the ball, so they avoid the turnover. But, man, did they lose a chunk of yardage.
good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding to just kind of jump on it and make sure you keep possession.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Here's Mensah to throw. Oh, they're after him. On the move, he fires. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. The defense set them up with a turnover and now to try to cash it in. Going the other way, and he's got room. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
It's too bad because this guy's had an incredible day statistically. Already over 100 yards rushing, but look on the scoreboard and you'd never know it. Their defense has not been able to do their part, and you just wonder if it's going to be enough handing off to this guy to get back in the game.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Looking for room, it's Haynes. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Here's the pressure. And here's the third interception of the night.
Are you kidding me? Lucky number 7. He's got 7 interceptions on the season, consistently around the ball. High IQ, breaks on the football great. This guy just makes play after play after play.
Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's loose on the right. The 20. He's at the 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes. Give him 3 touchdowns in this game and now up to 8 on the season.
And I love the play call. Oftentimes offensively, you like to throw the football deep down on your own end and take shots because you're anticipating man coverage. So if you get a receiver that can get behind the defense, that has a chance to be a home run type play. And you saw it work out exactly that way right there.
That one bounds through the end zone and it'll be a touchback. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Sends it back in motion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Complete to the left. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
Yeah, I think if you're on offense right now, you're thinking, I don't know if our defense can stop them. They couldn't do it the last drive out. We're down a lot on the scoreboard right now, so we need to score touchdowns every time we have the ball. That was a big play for them, but they got to cap this thing off.
Only a short gain on that run. Defense played it well. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Wesco open on the right side. He's got it. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy.
Lets it fly deep downfield. And he needed a little bit wider field as that one falls out of bounds.
Can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game when he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times he looks like he's pressing. He hasn't been overly accurate, and that's a reason why he's completing somewhere around 50% of his passes.
Fighting off the defender. Works his way ahead for about 3 yards, stopped at the 23. Clemson jumps to the line. He might want another play. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Coming out of the tunnel in the 3rd quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the 3rd quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the 1st half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Gain of 9 on that one. 3rd down and short. He needs a yard.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Ball at at the 38, the defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. They'll try to run for it. He'll be stopped short. It'll bring up 4th down as this defense makes a play.
Well, the defense got the stop there on 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can do it again here on 4th and inches, Dave.
I just got to find a way to fall forward, be physical. We work on this all week. You know you're going for it on 4th down.
And the Canes will try to convert on 4th down. Tries to get it on the ground. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. From inside the 40 at the 37, it's 1st down. Now the play fake. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
We've seen this defensive end make a lot of plays. In the run game, he's setting the edge. He's forcing the football to go back inside, but he's not a one-trick pony. He can also get out of his stance, use his hands, and use his speed to beat offensive tackles and get to the QB.
Throwing, Mensah. Makes the grab. It's Lofton. And he'll be brought down.
So surprised we have not been calling this guy's name more. He's one of the best tight ends in the country, but give the defense credit. They have had an outstanding game plan limiting him so far. That's only his 2nd catch of the game.
Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. He'll take a deep shot here. Got it down the field. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
It's so challenging to stop the middle of the field passes deep down. You stretch me in these zones. I got to run with you in man. It's always a good idea to run those deep posts, and you could tell they saw it all the way. Receiver, quarterback on same page, gets the big touchdown.
And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Off play action on 1st down. Starts to scramble to the left. Through his hands and incomplete. He normally makes that catch every time. It's 2nd down.
And guys, I'm trying to find a way to be up here and be positive, and I guess here's how I'm going to be positive. At least the other team didn't catch it, because he's thrown it to the other team a lot today. It's been a struggle in the passing game. I'm not sure, guys, if it's not decision time to go to the other guy to see what he can do, because this passing attack has not been great.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Makes the grab. There he goes. And they'll move the chains with the 1st down. That might be it for the 3rd quarter. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. And this beatdown is close to completion as we've reached the end of 3. Let's take a look at how we got here. They'll go back to work with a 1st down in the final period. Wants to throw it again, and why not? Got a man. It's Haynes. Running through contact. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down. He wants to throw it again. Fires toward the end zone. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. Got room on the return. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passed, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
And they've been fun to watch today, man. Like, they're staying aggressive late in the game. They've built a cushion. They've built a lead. But you could just tell the confidence and the swagger they have. They've been able to do what they want today, take care of business. And this is an offense that I think is going to continue to grow.
So Miami signals for a timeout. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Pringle.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Firing to the right, complete. A likely touchdown-saving tackle, but the catch and run takes it down to the 7. And the Hurricanes are threatening on first and goal. They'll run it. It's Pringle. No room to run, and he stopped right on the line of scrimmage. It'll be second and goal.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about filling a hole. Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit down, sir.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. They'll move the wide receiver. Mensah. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
Touchdown, Miami! And they take it in for 6 more points. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the Oak.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they... Turning it on! Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. First down for this offense. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run play action. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
The offense has lost the element of surprise here, right? Fourth quarter, they're trailing by a lot. They're trying to go 4 verticals, but the defense knows it's coming, and they do a nice job in the back end making sure that falls incomplete.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And he throws another interception. He'll try to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Such a great job by the defensive back, dropping beyond the sticks, understanding where the ball's going, breaking on the football. Great eyes, great vision, and great hands. Looked like a wide receiver getting that INT.
The Canes offense comes onto the field looking to put together a drive. And after that interception, things quite comfortable. Big lead, clock winding down. They should be able to take care of business here. Quarterback, and oh no, he loses the ball at the end of the run. And the defense jumps on it. They get that turnover.
And he was under so much duress on that play. You saw him scrambling, trying to buy time, doing everything he can to keep the play alive. But the defense just kept coming in waves, and he got a little bit downfield before they finally knocked it out and jumped on that fumble.
Tough run across the 5. He'll get it all the way out to the 8-yard line.
Really nice play called by the offense, too. Obviously, your quarterback's thrown picks on his last 2 drives, so you have to settle him down. And the best way to settle down a quarterback is to get the running game going. Put it on the big fellas up front. Put it on your backs. That's a really nice run, and that should help settle the QB down a bit.
And
And it's going to be hard for this offense, man. They've struggled to pass the football down the field, to make these explosive plays, and now, huge deficit. Got to make them. Got to find a way to push the ball down the field.
Maybe a crease. How about that effort to get it out across the 20? They'll mark it at the 21. It's a first down. Clemson is quick to the line.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Trying to escape and get it himself. Knocked down after a pickup of maybe 2, and man, that pursuit, they had their hair on fire. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. The play action fake. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, it's been that kind of day here tonight. They just have not been able to find a rhythm and establish that throwing the football. Part of it has been wide receivers and quarterbacks not being on the same page, but you got to give this defense credit, too. Just like that last play, they have been getting after him. They've been hitting him, and that's a big reason why they've got such a big lead here in the fourth.
Can't make the catch on third down, and the rarest of drops for this guy.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
He's brought down, couldn't find anybody and get rid of the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. This offense has it with really good field position. Here's Mensah to throw. He's got it. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
And this defense continuing to struggle with the passing game. Listen, these offenses are so sophisticated nowadays. They're hard to stop, man. And it's a new one every single week. And I say this game, this defense underperformed. They're better than what they've shown. They've gotten torched today. And this is a tape that they're going to want to burn and never watch again.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Tough to run it this deep in the red zone, and he found nothing at all that time.
I think coming into this season, they thought in order to have success, we have got to be able to run the ball and get this guy going. He hasn't scored yet this year, but a golden opportunity right now to finally break the seal.
Fires to the tight end. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
That's an impressive touchdown there, considering the plays this defense, particularly the secondary, has already made against him. And we knew this quarterback was going to come into this one, David, and be aggressive. There aren't many people who really scare him, and the defense has made him pay. A couple bad decisions, a couple great plays on the back end, one-on-one. But this guy's still taking his shots. He's not backing down, and he's got his offense back on the board.
I think that's the most impressive part. He made some mistakes, and a lot of times you see people that they go in a shell, right? They make mistakes. They can't rebound. They can't find the answers to continue to keep making plays. Make the next play. Make the next play. Now down the stretch to give your team the lead, man. So impressed with the way he's handled adversity and bounced back from some mistakes.
Gonna run it. It's Haynes. Got 6 yards on the play. 2nd and 4 coming.
And these are these moments as a defense, like, you're just trying to get out of the game. We're rotating, we're subbing, like, we've stopped them all game long. Like, they can run the football right here. The biggest thing is the clock ticking, us getting out of here with the dub, and really, everybody staying healthy.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
Well, when you've had the day that this guy's had so far, why not hand it off to him on third down, right? At this point, you're almost basically expecting him to find a way to pick it up, and he does exactly that.
Got a little grass. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 48.